Views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. New Providence rocked by widespread blackouts. An 11-year-old girl impregnated by her mother's boyfriend and had an abortion. And the government says it's still finalizing DNA rules for proof of paternity. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, August 17th, 2023. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, great news coming out of Argentina. The Bahamas beating Argentina, and will prepare for the semifinals in basketball, the FIBA Olympic qualifying events going on now. And later in the show in business, we're going to be talking with our friends at A2 SBDC, Access Accelerated Small Business Development Center, talking about their partnership with Royal Caribbean and meeting one of their pitch competition winners. That's all straight ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, BPL experiencing a generation challenge resulting in widespread outages, power outages throughout New Providence. BPL yesterday evening advising customers that they were experiencing a generation challenge as several generator units were offline, resulting in supply disruptions across the island. It said at the time the teams were investigating and would start repairs. Throughout the night, the slow process of reconnecting individuals went on, but many were still off into the early morning hours this morning. An 11-year-old girl reportedly impregnated by her mother's boyfriend and later had an abortion using pills. National Security Minister Wayne Monroe confirming this yesterday. He told reporters, quote, "Matters like that are troubling because the child must have a safe place to go to feel safe." Monroe said he received the report on the matter between Sunday and Monday. He said incidents like this are happening all across the country. Police did not report the matter to the press, though. They are also investigating a report that an 8-year-old girl was sexually assaulted by her neighbor On Monday, the victim's father made a complaint to officers at the South Central Police Station that his daughter was sexually assaulted by the neighbor that day. In July, police reported that a 9-year-old girl who was playing outside her home was kidnapped and sexually assaulted by a man. Monroe was asked about recent incidents of sexual assault against children. He was speaking on the sidelines of the cybersecurity forum. He warned would-be convicted sex offenders that their status as a sex offender would be made public after their release from prison. He said, for people doing this, they need to keep this in mind. In June, it was reported that incidents of rape on New Providence for the first 5 months of the year increased by 64% when compared to the same period last year. Victims of sexual offenses who feel they have not been treated with respect and compassion by officers investigating their matter should file a complaint. National Security Minister Monroe responding to a complaint by phone director Candy Gibson, who said police who deal with victims of sexual assaults need to be more sensitive. Gibson told reporters on Tuesday that she accompanied a sexual assault victim to the Central Detective Unit, and she didn't think the woman was afforded sufficient privacy. Monroe saying that if anyone feels they are, again, treated unfairly, they should make a complaint. He noted that the officers in the Sexual Offenses Unit have received extensive training on how to handle victims of sexual assault. According to Monroe, reports of rape on the island, again, were up 64%, though, for the first 5 months of the year compared to last year. Amid the ongoing national and global debate on the sexual and psychological abuse of women in intimate relationships with men, a team from the University of the Bahamas undertaking a study that sheds light on the occurrence of marital rape and its impact on women in the country for several months. The team have been studying how men in heterosexual relationships treat their intimate partners. They've been specifically focusing on the association between sexual and psychological abuse. The research paper in the Bahamas, She Must Give It Up, that's the title, Sexual Abuse of Women in Heterosexual Relationships by Intimate Partners. Study offers key insights into the sensitive and prevalent issue. Research study based on data collected from 464 married and 1,264 single women in intimate relationships with men. Married women were found to be more likely than single women to have experienced non-consensual sexual intercourse. Moreover, married women who disclosed being victims of non-consensual sexual intercourse with their husbands were also more likely to have suffered physical harm at the hands of their partners compared to those who had not reported or experienced such abuse. 3 months after the Privy Council determined that children born out of wedlock in the Bahamas to Bahamian fathers and foreign mothers are citizens at birth, Attorney General Ryan Pinder says the Ministry of Health is still finalizing the rules to establish paternity for individuals impacted by that ruling, whose fathers are not listed on their birth certificates. Pinder noting that where the father is not on the birth certificate, they need to show a DNA test to confirm paternity. He says the protocols of the DNA test procedure are being worked on by the Ministry of Health. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville did not immediately respond to questions regarding those rules and when the public can expect them to be finalized. And the absence of a pathologist report and a ballistic report has made it impossible for 4 policemen charged in relation to the death of a suspect to be tried this year. Archibald Miller, Kevin Greenslade, Lee Dormius, and Thomas Thurston appearing before Justice Neil Brathwaite for a case management hearing. Miller, Thurston, and Dormius face a charge of murder concerning the November 13, 2021 shooting death at Echo Carey in Nassau Village, while Greenslade is accused of causing dangerous harm to Carey. The officers, who are suspended and on half pay, are free on $9,500 bail. The trial was scheduled as a backup trial this week. However, the matter could not proceed because the pathologist and ballistic reports aren't ready. The matter has been adjourned to November 22nd for further case management. Their substantive trial date is October 2024. And a judge Wednesday refusing to order the removal of a murder suspect's ankle monitor. Keontae Pinder telling Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson that he needed to have his ankle bracelet removed because of his job. However, prosecutors objected to the removal on the basis that Pinder had not been complying with his bail conditions to keep his curfew and keep his bracelet charged. Pinder's awaiting trial on 2 counts of murder. and one count of attempted murder. The charges stem from a shooting in Pinewood Gardens on February 16, 2018 that resulted in the deaths of Rashad Bethel and Desiorn Simonet, and an attempt on Roland Brown's life. Pinder's co-accused Malik Fernander was murdered last November. Overseas, more than 60 migrants are feared dead after a Spanish fishing vessel off the Atlantic island of Cape Verde rescued a boat that started with more than 100 on board. Authorities and migrant advocates say that 7 dead bodies were found on the boat, while an estimated 56 people are missing at sea and presumed dead. That's according to International Organization for Migration, a spokesperson. According to Senegal's Foreign Affairs Ministry, 38 survivors were rescued earlier in the week near Cape Verde, about 385 miles off the coast of West Africa. The Spanish migration advocacy group Walking Borders says the vessel was a large fishing boat which had left Senegal on July 10th. Families in a seaside town about 90 miles north of the capital of Dakar have reached out to Walking Borders on July 20th after 10 days without hearing from loved ones on the boat. Cape Verde's National Police say a Spanish fishing vessel came across the fishing boat on Monday morning about 150 miles north of the archipelago's Sal Island. In sports, have you heard the good news? After falling down by as many as 18 points in the opening quarter, Team Bahamas rallied against the host nation Argentina to take a 2-point lead at the half, and they carried that momentum over into the second half. Right there in Argentina, the gym was rocking in favor of the home team, the number 4 ranked team in the world. But Team Bahamas was not going to be denied, going up by double figures in the third quarter and holding on for an impressive 101-89 win. With the win, Team Bahamas winning their group and booking their ticket into the semifinals of the FIBA, the International Basketball Federation Olympic pre-qualifying tournaments, where they will play the second-placed team out of the other group on Saturday. If they win that game, they move on to the championship game on Sunday. And in essence, they need to win both to keep their Olympic hopes alive for 2024. As for the game, the Bahamas' trio of NBA players, led by example Travis Munnings, added a perfect shooting night in leading them to the country's first ever win over Argentina in men's basketball. Giovanna Buddy Hield of the NBA's Indiana Pacers hit a huge three-pointer down the stretch to give the Bahamas a 9-point lead, 97-88, with less than 2 minutes to play, and the Bahamas held on for that win. Hield finished with 23 points on 8 for 17 shooting, 4 for 10 from deep. Eric Gordon led them in scoring, dropping in 24 for 6 for 12 shooting from the field. His Phoenix Suns teammate DeAndre Ayton, strong again, recording another double-double with 22 points and 15 rebounds. Even more details in today's Guardian Sports section. And the Bahamas' senior men's national soccer team intensifying its preparations for the 2023-2024 CONCACAF Nations League. The team is set to face off against Guyana, Antigua and Barbuda, and Puerto Rico in the group stage. Details on that as well in today's Guardian Sports section. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Nescafe Coffee. We've got the combination of mid to upper level troughing over the area, coupled with copious amounts of tropical moisture. That's going to support shower and thunderstorm activity across the northwest and central Bahamas today, while the surface ridge of high pressure and Saharan dust will dominate the remainder of the weather of the islands. Boaters should be alert for waterspout activity. Beachgoers and swimmers in the central and southeast Bahamas should exercise caution as there's a risk of rip currents, especially along east and south coast beaches and Atlantic exposures. And everybody's being advised to stay hydrated and limit outdoor activities. Even though there will be some cloud cover today, still need to stay hydrated and still expecting triple-digit heat indices. Your forecast for today for the northwest and central Bahamas: partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and humid with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. That will continue through tonight. Gusty winds and higher seas expected in showers or thunderstorms. Wind southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15 knots in the central islands. Seas 2 to 4 feet in the northwest Bahamas, but 3 to 5 feet in the central islands. For the southeast Bahamas, partly sunny. Hot and breezy with a chance of a brief passing shower, becoming mainly fair, warm, and breezy tonight. For boaters, small craft operators should exercise caution. Winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, gusty at times, seas 4 to 7 feet, but higher in gusts. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs getting up to around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius, but the heat index will make it feel like it's 105 Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up after traffic in just a bit. This first look at weather brought to you by Nescafe Coffee. Elevate your coffee experience with Nescafe Gold.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
It's time for break, but when we come back, we're discussing today's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
At Alive, we believe that every common loftier goal is within our reach. We believe in the essence of our identity, the richness of our history, and the boundless potential that lies within us. That's why our network is built by, owned by, and managed by us. Alive, believe in Bahamians. Visit bealive.com to take advantage of our golden independence deals. Alive, believe in best.
The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center is here to help small businesses throughout the entire Bahamas. To better serve you, we've made it easier to contact us. Call 461-7232, WhatsApp 359-0626 or 359-2394, email helpdesk@spdcbahamas.com, or submit a ticket when you visit our help center at accessaccelerator.org. The Access Accelerator, empowering small business.
Attention all beauty enthusiasts. Perfect Tone, your go-to destination for restorative skincare, is on the move. Famous for flawless results within 30 days, Perfect Tone is relocating to the shops of Southwest Carmichael Road. Now is the time to get the skin you've always dreamed of, removing dark spots, acne, and oily textured skin for good. For more information and updates, follow us on social media or visit our website at ptskincare.com.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and carved body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
It's your back-to-school grow with Scotiabank. Use any Scotiabank credit card to purchase any back-to-school items valuing $150 and over, and you could be one of 3 lucky winners of $1,500. That's up to $4,500 in cash back for you to win your share when you buy books, uniforms, shoes, laptops, tablets, phones, and other accessories for back-to-school using your Scotiabank credit card. Visit bs.scotiabank.com for more information. Promotion ends September 3rd, 2023.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at morningblend969 or facebook.com/morningblend969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Laverne Gardner. Laverne, good morning.
Morning, Dwight. How are you?
I'm with you this morning. I'm here. Good morning. Yes, yes. You had electricity last night in Grand Bahama?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What about the night before?
Oh boy. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Well.
So, Dwight, are you saying that I jinxed you?
Yeah, I said it yesterday, actually. And you.
I mean, I don't think it counts because if it happened, it's been a week. So,
yeah,
I don't
so
think
making up
it's
for
me.
lost time. Today is I've lost track of the days because I'm functioning on in total since Tuesday 4 hours sleep, 4.5. Since Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So making up for the lost time. So Tuesday day into Wednesday morning, 12-hour outage. And then the big almost island-wide outage last night. For me, about almost 3 hours. So, yeah.
Is that 3 hours without power?
Yes,
or
without.
just with power?
Well, that's funny. Without. It feels like 3 hours. It feels like 3 with. Every time I'm home, the power goes off. That's how it is. But yeah. But we'll get to that in a moment. There's other stuff happening. Coming up later on the show, we're going to be talking with our friends at A Squared SBDC. That's the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. They have an amazing partnership with Royal Caribbean, and we're going to meet one of their pitch competition winners. That's coming up in business this morning. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about what else is in the news. In the news, people who had electricity last night were very busy watching the Bahamas beat Argentina in FIBA Olympic pre-qualifying game last night. Argentina, the fourth-ranked team in the world, losing soundly to the Bahamas, 101 to 89 last night. 101 to 89. So the buzz is growing behind Team Bahamas, and it's looking really good that we could have the team at the Olympics in France. Yes, France next year. Were you able to watch this, Laverne? I know you've got a big basketball house there. You had electricity, so yeah.
Is that going to be the lead-in for every today?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wow. No, I'm sorry. I did not watch it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, of course I didn't. But yeah. So that's great stuff, right? So now our Sheldon Longley writing about this. So, it was a little shaky start, falling down by as many as 18 points in the opening quarter. But they rallied against the host nation. This is beating Argentina at home, taking the momentum by the half and just running away with it after that. So as a result of this, they've won their division. Basically, a lot of specific terms here. Let's use them. With the win, they won their group and have booked their ticket into the FIBA Olympic pre-qualifying tournaments, where they will play the second-place team out of the other group on Saturday. If they win that game, they'll move on to the championship game on Sunday, and in essence, they need to win both to keep their Olympic hopes alive for 2024.
Okay.
Yep. So go Team Bahamas. Yeah.
Yes.
Great stuff. Wonderful
Prayers
stuff.
and with positive thoughts.
Absolutely.
Go with them.
Absolutely. All right, so the big headline in the paper is this is horrific, and on any other day, I think this would be what we would focus on. We might get back to this, but we have a national crisis that we have to deal with, right? BPL. This is bad. But anyway, the big headline in the National Guardian today: girl 11 impregnated by her mother's boyfriend. And National Security Minister Wayne Monroe is saying that the girl was given abortion pills.
Oh, my.
And this report is just coming to him. I came to him over the weekend, between Sunday and Monday. And he pointed to a number of incidents like this happening all over the country. And, of course, we know this is not new in this country.
No, it's not. Sadly, it is not.
Yeah. A number of incidents in recent weeks involving young girls, and it is just unbelievable. So that's in today's National Guardian, and again, we might get back to that, but there's a whole lot related to this in the paper today, just by coincidence, I assume. The University of the Bahamas is publishing results of their study on marital rape. And according to the research they did, collecting data from 464 married and 1,264 single women in intimate relationships with men, married women were found to be more likely than single women to have experienced non-consensual sexual intercourse. Married women, yes. Moreover, married women who disclosed being victims of non-consensual sexual intercourse with their husbands were also more likely to have suffered physical harm at the hands of their partners compared to those who had not experienced such abuse. So that's in today's papers as well, and definitely something that we're going to talk about in the coming days, perhaps with some of those involved in the study. So, just some crazy stuff there. Another headline in the paper, the Attorney General, government still finalizing DNA rules for proof of paternity 3 months after the Privy Council determined that children born out of wedlock in the country to Bahamian fathers and foreign mothers are citizens at birth. Attorney General Ryan Pinter says the Ministry of Health is still finalizing the rules to establish paternity for those individuals whose fathers are not listed on the birth certificates. Now, I am not a doctor or a scientist or anything medical at all, but is this more complicated than just saying you need to have matching DNA?
I don't know.
What more? I mean, unless
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking the same thing. How difficult does this need? I mean, and how difficult does this need to get? If you just say,
unless the father's dead. If the father's dead, I guess that gets a little complicated.
Then that gets complicated. Yeah. Maybe that's the part that they're focusing on, and that's why it's taking so long.
Or if the dad refuses to give up DNA, like can you run by him, pluck his hair, and run off? I mean, or is that going to be a problem?
So maybe they're looking at it from that aspect.
Well, maybe. Like, how did you obtain this lock of hair?
Right.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, we'll see. All right, so we got to move on to this because this is a national nightmare. And I know we have a statement from BPL, and they are saying this is not a usual occurrence. Something not quite freak, but something unusual happened. And so this isn't like the other things that happen. But the problem is those other things are always happening. So when something out of the ordinary happens, it just adds up on top of the stuff that's always happening. And so all that means is that something's always happening with BPL. But anyway, to be fair, here is a statement we got just moments ago from BPL's COO, Chief Operations Officer, Tony Seymour. Take a listen to this voice statement.
Following a major cable fault, which occurred between our Soldier Road substation and our Blue Hills power station. This fault caused a domino effect, which tripped off 100 megawatts of generation and lost supply to approximately 50% of our customers on the island of New Providence. It is important to understand that this type of fault is an extraordinary event, and while our entire network is susceptible to faults, this is the first time in more than a year that we've experienced such a major occurrence. While these occurrences are rare, we do our best to ensure that if it happens, we respond immediately, just as we did last night. I am extremely grateful to our hard-working generation and transmission and distribution teams that sprung into action and were able to begin returning units to service right away and within an hour restore supply to some of our impacted customers. At the same time, teams were also working to repair the damaged cables out of the Soldier Road substation and the Blue Hills power station, and by 9 p.m., a little over 2 hours after the incident, all but 2 of our generators were back up and running, and most of our customers had supply. An hour later, we were almost fully restored, except for customers in Seabreeze, Monastery Park, Gleniston Gardens, Soldier Road, Marathon, and the surrounding areas, who were impacted by the initial fault from the Soldier Road substation that feeds their areas. Shortly after midnight, we were able to fully restore supply to these customers. We sincerely apologize to all of our customers who were affected by this outage. We want to emphasize, however, that this was a rare occurrence that highlights the stressors of the higher than normal temperatures and increased demand that we are currently having on our system. While we continue to put in place measures to mitigate supply losses when they do occur, we will respond immediately as we did last night and ensure that we normalize our operations as safely and quickly as we possibly can.
Okay, that's Tony Seymour, BPL's COO, Chief Operations Officer, in a voice note we received this morning. Okay, well, there you have it. It was not a normal occurrence. 50%, I have to take their word for it. It seemed like a whole lot more than 50% of the island was out yesterday. I know a lot of people were still on, but a whole lot more were off, and it was very widespread and hopping over neighborhoods, north, east, south, west, all over. Now, some people were off for a very short period, and some people were off for many, many hours, but it was a horrible night for many. What are we going to do? As I said, this is on top of all the other things that happened. The situation with me the night before, I didn't tell you all too much about it yesterday, but I think I will today. I'll do that a little bit later so you can see that there are massive, deep problems with this organization. Something has to be done. And as people say, heads need to roll from the top and maybe straight down to the bottom. What are we going to do? Are you all sufficiently annoyed with what is happening here? This is on top of the unbelievable bills that we are all experiencing. People's bills doubling each month. Some have trebled, that's what they say? Quadrupled for some others. What are we going to do? I noticed the Prime Minister tweeted about the basketball team, and that's beautiful. Yes, we must celebrate this, but I would have appreciated a tweet about BPL too.
I don't think he's tweeting about BPL anymore after that whole debacle.
Well, I mean, some would say...
With the engines working and not working and never work. But yes, they are.
Well, only after he said that have we been hearing what might be the truth. Everything else before
Really?
was PR.
I don't know.
Well, clearly they're on the verge of collapse. Clearly. I have a whole lot more to say, but we'll get to that in a bit. Let's hear from you. What do you all say about this? What are we going to do? 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. You know how that thing when things are really bad, when something like that happens, and again, I don't know about 50%. I really don't. Something like that happens, and it doesn't make the papers. The power went off, 6 something? But it's so common.
Yeah, I just want to say it's so commonplace that it isn't
it's not even
that. It isn't a headline. It doesn't a headline. It's getting to the place where it seems like it's getting to the place where, okay, just expect that this is gonna happen.
Yeah, it'll be reported when BPL's on a whole month and there's been no outage. That'll be the headline, right? That would be maybe
so
a
it's
headline for
almost
2 days.
as if you're going throughout your day with the expectation that at some point this week I may lose power.
Well, for certain people in some parts of the island, yes, you're like, whoa, the power hasn't been off for 2 weeks. What's going on, right? And that's unbelievable. Yet you're paying $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900 a month a mortgage.
Right.
Let's see what you have to say, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
And good morning to Ms. Gardner, and good morning to those who wake up in the line.
Good morning.
Let me start it off, since the paper don't want to start the news, the tabloids or the newspaper, whatever you want to call it. Dwight, I live in the Western District, past the airport. Dwight, the current was off for about 5 hours in our area. All right? I live in a gated community. So for those who say the power don't go off in this area, let me let you know. Last week was the same thing. Last month, my landlord, she lost some of her appliances. She asked me, she said, DeWitt, you know people. I said it's a waste of time to go to BPL and report. You know, they like to tell you when you have an outage, if you could verify that it was caused because of the outage, come there and make a complaint, which is a waste of time to go and more or less a waste of time to even call. Dwight, I am disappointed in the Bahamas. What is it, BPL? I am disappointed in them, Dwight. I'm disappointed. The simple fact is, when it's time to pay your light bill, like I think you alluded to it just a while ago, you find that money, you pay your light bill. You do everything when it comes to sustaining yourself to live a decent life. You're not out there robbing. You're not out there thieving. You're not there doing no promiscuous lifestyles to survive. You're doing everything to survive to pay your bill. So if you're paying your bill, why can't you live comfortably, you and your family? Why is it? Every year. Then you had a couple of weeks, I think about a week ago, I'm a good friend from BPL, I think he's the what? Union person. Oh, we have enough power to supply Nassau, which is a big lie, Dwight. We got to stop this foolishness about mismanagement or mistruth. It's a lie, L-I-E, from the pits of hell this morning. And I am fed up, Dwight, as a Bahamian. All right? I am fed up, Dwight. It hurts me to know that I have to find money to pay rent, to stay in a place, and I could pay for my light or whatever, and I cannot be happy. What about the people who on dialysis? What about the people who have stuff inside their fridges? Where do we go to get compensated? Where do we get to go to get some sort of relief? Nowhere, Dwight.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Y'all have a nice morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Boy. Let's take this other call, and then we'll get to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
And good morning to Miss Gardner and to your listeners. Poppy here. Dwight, before I forget, I was listening very careful this morning. I might have missed it, although I was listening, to see if you could say anything about the BBA with Mr. Burrows, Greg Burrows, and his son. They didn't do nothing yesterday. They promised that they was going to do something. Nothing was reported, eh?
No, not yet. Haven't heard. Everyone's waiting.
Gee, they must have changed their mind. Babe, must have... I don't know.
Maybe the power outage caused a delay. Who knows?
Around 5 o'clock, they say around 5 evening they would do it. I don't know if the power was off around that time. They'd have promised that from the beginning of the week. But Dwight, before I say something about this BPL quickly, you also reported about the 11-year-old girl. Dwight, I mean, it might show condemn on all of us, right? Not pointing no fingers at no one, but me. I don't know about the rest of the people out there. Maybe it's just only me who that ain't no new news that is be happening in this country.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, I don't know how they get to prove it, if this can really go to court or what, or they really can charge someone. But I believe, generally speaking, if we could prove, if we could prove that the mothers are cloaking, when I say cloaking, closing their eyes to this and performing this whole thing with the pills and everything, all going to the doctor, and if we could prove that the doctors are playing a role with this. I know some reason you could do them kind of things, with the pills without using that old word. I think we need to make everybody responsible. If the mother and the doctors and all them, we could prove these things, then we need to make example to scare the rest of the people, because this ain't no new news. This is an old thing. Family members cloaking. Sometimes it don't be no.
All right, so we're not sure if that's what happened here. If this is a cloaking situation.
Generally, I mean, in that, and it's good for you as a host to say that, because you don't want the people to get confused. But I mean, generally speaking, I think we need to make example, because it ain't no new news. It's old news. Family members, sometimes the daddy, sometimes the brother. This has happened, and they say because of shame they don't want to talk it. But we need to make example when we come across this, if we could prove it. Now with the BPL thing, I'm glad to be able to say it, but I still could be wrong, because you know a little bit more than me. You're smart, Dwight. It sounds like it could have a lot to do with enforcing the law. And these people who losing equipment and different things, after checking BPL or BEC and not getting any answers, all this foolishness was happening. Listening to Chicago line yesterday, it sounded like they have a lot to do, and they should have done say something. We should be expecting something from them soon. If you hear anything but the BBA with Greg Burrows, them, let me know, please, Dwight. Yeah. We want to know what happened. All right, thanks.
Okay. Well, IRCA's been around for many years now, and so... do not hold your breath. That's all I have to say. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Laverne.
Laverne, yes.
Good morning.
Sorry. Right. Yes, guys. Dwight. Dwight. You don't think we need to get up for this roundabout, man, Dwight, man? Come on, man, Dwight. The only problem we have inside our country, and vehement, right? I don't know, the witchcraft is strong, right? But the only thing we have, the only problem we continue to face in this country and Laverne It's called governance, man. You know, all of the rigmarole with this one jump over hey, our government, our problem, because it doesn't matter who is governing, right? We get the same result, man. Right? It doesn't care how eloquent in speech or these people are, or how much education they claim to have, or how much experience they have in politics, but we continue to get the same result.
Yeah.
We have to wake up in this country and realize that it ain't BPL per se, you know. It ain't the courts per se, you know. It ain't the roads per se, you know. It's our governance, man. It's the people we keep electing in our House of Assembly would have no clue what to do or what needs to be done, or they really don't care. Because for now, for 50 years, Dwight and Laverne, should this be something we could point by now and say why we can't do it like how that was done for the betterment of the Bayman people? But there's in no sector of this country we could point our finger and say why we can't follow that benchmark right there to make it better in immigration, better in housing, to make it better in all of our sectors in life. We have a problem with governance, and the Bahamian people, we need to understand, and we should by now understand that, it doesn't matter who is the leader or the general manager of BPL. Our governance is the ones would cause everything to mash up in our country. And we as Bahamians don't want to accept that, and we keep blaming everybody else. You guys have a nice day.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's get to some of your text messages. You can text us 422-4796. I'm just curious, Laverne, before we get to these. Over there, Grand Bahama Power and Light. What's your power bill like?
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
What does ridiculous? What's ridiculous in Grand Bahama?
Okay, so my power bill, I think, we've said this before. So I have gas water heater, gas dryer. I only turn on.
Okay.
Yeah. I only turn on my AC in the evenings, turn it off about 4 a.m. in the morning. And that is only in my bedroom. And my bill was $329.
With all those gas appliances,
the bill that just came out is $350, basically.
Huh. Okay, with all those gas appliances, that is a bit on the high end, eh? Yeah.
Right,
but
right.
When was the last time you had it?
Typically, my bill, they just did an increase. But typically, I usually do not pay any more than about $130 a month. That's like at the very top. But it's usually like $100, $105. It's usually that amount. But since I turned on the unit. Yeah.
Whoa, okay. Well, I mean, still sounds low.
And they've already put out an announcement for the service charge. It's going to be the highest it's been for the month of August. I'm trying to find it. Once I find it, I'll let you know. But they already put out an announcement.
$350. You're calling that ridiculous? I mean, again, it is high for gas. A lot of gas stuff. I agree.
So to me, that logically does not make sense.
But when was the last time your power went off? When was the last time it went off? When was the last time?
No. In Grand Bahama, we have consistent power. Yeah, we do, for the most part.
I think if you did a survey of the people of New Providence, if they'd be willing to pay $350, $400 a month for power that didn't go off. Whether they had
and that's
everything on gas,
it's,
they would be quite happy to do that.
Right. And that's the thing. You are essentially you're ridiculously high energy bills, but you can always point to the fact that I've been out of power this week for how many hours, for 4 hours, for 5 hours. So it just doesn't even make sense.
Or 16 hours. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Let's take this call and then we'll get to the messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
And good morning, Laverne.
Good morning.
I am angry, extremely angry, just extremely disappointed, and all of those stuff that you could throw in there. And the reason for it is, Dwight, this is not a normal occurrence like you all are saying. Every time it happens, or it's been happening too long, we could say that, but every time it happens, it's a new occurrence for somebody. They are destroying, Dwight. I am angry. Some of our, in particular, our babies, Dwight. Dwight, our babies, 11-year-old, 9-year-old, 8-year-old, and we call in the talk shows wherever Craig was over 21. This nation should be up in arms, Dwight.
I mean, you know, some would say that this is all related. This is all related. You know, how people respond to a conflict and how people get violent. This is all related. So I don't know if you should dismiss that so quickly. We've got big problems,
We're fighting for violence thing amongst adults, marital rape amongst adults, Dwight. When these monsters getting away with destroying our babies, Dwight. Dwight, I have 7 grandchildren, and God forbid if someone do something to one of them. Dwight, let me give you my number now to get you the police, because I go into jail if someone fooled with one of them. I go into jail, Dwight. Dwight, we need to do better in this country. We have become callous. Our babies, Dwight. With this culture, Lord, listen, and all 4 of the callers this morning, Dwight and Laverne, were right on point. All 4 of them. I am especially proud of Dwight this morning, because, you know, normally Dwight has come on and he lean into the left, or sometimes he lean into the right. But Dwight went straight up, and it doesn't matter his political affiliation this morning. What he did was he called a spade, and I'm particularly proud of him as well. You understand me? But Dwight, we have to save our babies, Dwight. I have grandchildren. I got daughters. Jesus, I am angry. Thanks for taking my call.
Yep, thank you very much. We've got a big problem. All right, so we'll have more reaction to that and BPL and the nightmare situation there. It's just everywhere you turn. It's stress, nightmares, and conflicts, eh? Oh, boy. It's still rap hip-hop week. Still doing it. Today, it's all about the ladies. Laverne had some special requests, too. We'll get to that. But we'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
That's the kind of dude I was looking for. And yes, you'll get slapped if you're looking at... I said, excuse me, you're a hell of a guy. I mean, my, you're like pelican fly. I mean, you're so shy, and I'm loving your tie. You're like slicker than the guy with the thing on his eye. Oh, yes, I did. Somebody please tell him who that is.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Understands that your journey to home ownership is unique and your mortgage financing should reflect that. That is why at RBC we have dedicated mortgage specialists that provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. Best of all, the RBC mortgage team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist.
There's a vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
7:49, time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Start your home journey with an RBC mortgage today. In your real-time traffic so far, not looking so bad out there. on the streets of New Providence. Just got some building traffic at Glaston Road. As you get north of Munnings Road, you'll see that line there to JFK Drive. And some building traffic on Tawny Williams Darling Highway westbound to the roundabout with Milo Butler Highway. Elsewhere, not much to talk about so far. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. For RBC, visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with RBC today. And time for another check of weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got the combination of mid to upper level troughing over the area. That's coupled with copious amounts of tropical moisture. That's going to support shower and thunderstorm activity across the northwest and central Bahamas today, while the surface ridge of high pressure and Saharan dust will dominate conditions over the remainder of the islands. For the northwest and central Bahamas today, look for partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and humid conditions with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. That'll continue through tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, partly sunny, hot, and breezy with the chance of a brief passing shower or two, becoming mainly fair, warm, and breezy tonight. Temperatures today getting up to around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. Make it feel like it's 105 Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. In your extended outlook, showers and thunderstorm chances will be elevated across the islands as a result of mid to upper level troughing, available moisture, and a tropical wave that will pass through the area into the weekend. And high pressure at the surface will strengthen at the time, resulting in breezes across the country. So for Friday tomorrow, variably cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Saturday, partly cloudy and humid with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across the northwest and central Bahamas. Partly sunny, warm, and breezy with isolated showers possible in the southeastern islands. That's your morning blend weather check. We'll have you look at the tropics coming up in our next weather check after the 8 o'clock news. This weather check brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Do you think you can't afford a new electric vehicle? Well, think again. Easy Car Sales has many models of EVs competitively priced to suit your pocketbook and your lifestyle. Find out why the world is switching to electric transportation. You'll love the smooth ride and big savings. And during August, you will get a chance to win a tablet in a weekly drawing. Drop into Easy Car Sales on Glaston Road or visit easy242.com to find your EV and dump the gas pump today.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Medical Insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Medical and Life Insurance. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Shavara Roka Enias, Strachan Farms. I don't think I chose farming. I think farming chose me. Winning this award would definitely give us the funding that we need to start our farming season. So I, in the agriculture field, realize that at the start of the season, which is in the next couple of weeks, you do always need a bulk of cash. I think we have a great track record for the work that we've been doing in agriculture over the last 10 years. And so when I saw the opportunity for an award like this, I figured, you know what, I should just go ahead and enter.
The Agrarian Awards, September 16th.
Okay, school bag, books, pencils, uniform, oh Lord, and I gotta buy snacks too?
Just lay it on the line.
The Guardian Media Group and AML Foods want to help families in need with our first ever Back to School Snackathon. What's a snackathon? Well, we want to help by assisting in donating school snacks to children that may need them as they head back to school this year. To be a part of our snackathon, all you have to do is shop at your favorite Solomon Superstore or Fresh Market. At the store, you can donate your pre-existing loyalty points, or you can donate cash directly at the register. Every single penny will go towards purchasing snacks that will be donated for distribution by the Bahamas Feeding Network and Hands for Hunger. Together, we can ensure that every child this year will have a snack and a smile.
Get involved, get involved. Get involved, get involved.
It's your back-to-school bro with Scotiabank. Use any Scotiabank credit card to purchase any back-to-school items valuing $150 and over, and you could be one of 3 lucky winners of $1,500. That's up to $4,500 in cash back for you to win your share when you buy books, uniforms, shoes, laptops, tablets, phones, and other accessories for back-to-school using your Scotiabank credit card. Visit bs.scotiabank.com for more information. Promotion ends September 3rd, 2023.
This one is for the boys with the booming system. Top down AC with the coolest system. When he come up in the club, he be blazing up. Got stacks on deck like he's saving up. And he ill, he real, he might got a deal. He pop bottles and he got the right kind of bill. He cold, he dope, he might suck. He always in the air, but he never fly couch. He a mother drip, drip, seller or the ship. When he make a drip, drip, kiss him on a lip. That's the kind of dude I was looking for. And yes, you'll get slapped if you're looking at. I said, excuse me, you're a hell of a guy. I mean, my, you're like pelican fly. I mean, you're so shy, and I'm loving your tie. You're like slicker than the guy with the thing on his eye. Oh, yes, I did. Somebody please tell him who that I is. I am Nicki Minaj. I mack them dudes up, back coops up, and chuck the dudes up. You got my heartbeat running away.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Gardening Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. All right, let's get to your text messages. We're talking about BPL. People also giving their views on this horrible story about this 11-year-old girl impregnated by her mother's boyfriend and given abortion pills. Wow. Yeah. All right. So let's get. I think this might be the same texter who's asking. Obviously, there's something going on. Yeah. Well, it is being investigated, right? What caused the fire at BPL North Andros? Every other day they text that. So that'll be if we ever find out another statement about it. I don't know. Boy. Anyway, will we ever solve this electricity situation? This is foolishness. Not with the same people who've been there from day one of the foolishness still around. And that's elected officials as well, right? To arrange a tour, ask Laverne to arrange a tour of the GB Power. Really? And find out what they've been doing to keep the power on. Let me, we don't
okay, if we do that, what is that going to do?
Right, but we don't need to do that. You know what the answer is? Is the government involved in GB Power?
No.
Oh, end of story. Boom. Solved. It works because the government is not involved. Bam. You're right. Okay. Anyway, this one here. BPL is just lousy. Too many excuses on these power outages. Heads have to roll from the top. This one says, Dwight, we have heard nothing about compensation from BPL. Talk about that. Well, I mean, why would I waste my time? Why would we talk about that? You know you won't get anything. What you'll get is a higher bill next month. That's what you'll get.
Honestly, this need to be some sort of maybe class action lawsuit.
Absolutely. That's what we need to do.
There has to be, with everybody just signing on and just a class action lawsuit, because people are losing appliances, people are losing food, and then you still have to pay this really ridiculously high bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What needs to happen? I think during this time of the chaos and foolishness, and while this surcharge is killing us all, this is the time the government needs to step in and say, okay, well, we will suspend VAT. I mean, they're making clearly tons of money off the VAT, right? But this is something they should do.
You could stop that right there.
Yeah?
You could cut that right there.
Oh, okay.
The government is not going to suspend.
Well, they messed up with the fuel surcharge. So the least you could do, suspend the VAT for now until, as BPL says, November, it should go down a little bit. How about that?
That's not going to happen.
No.
No.
This texture here is
you know that's not gonna happen.
I don't know. I think if you really care, instead of tweeting about basketball, let's say make that announcement, right? For the next few months, we will not charge VAT on the electricity bills, seeing as they've doubled, tripled, quadrupled for so many of you, because that's just cruel. And we did this. We did this. Let's go to the news. We'll be back. A whole lot more of your messages when we get back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:17, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Here's what's happening. We've got the combination of mid to upper level troughing over the area, coupled with copious amounts of tropical moisture. That's going to support shower and thunderstorm activity across the northwest and central Bahamas, while a surface ridge of high pressure and Saharan dust will dominate weather in the remainder of the island. So a lot's going on and over the next few days. A number of warnings. Boaters should be alert for possible water spout activity. Beachgoers and swimmers in the central and southeast Bahamas should exercise caution as there's a risk of rip currents along east and south coast beaches and Atlantic exposures. And even though there's going to be cloud coverage, everybody's still being advised to limit outdoor activities when it's not raining and to stay hydrated, as heat indices will still be in the triple digits. So for the northwest and central Bahamas today, we're looking at partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and humid conditions with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms today through tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, partly sunny, hot and breezy with a chance of a brief passing shower or two, becoming mainly fair, warm and breezy tonight. Temperatures today getting up to around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius, but the heat index will make you feel like it's 105 Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. In your extended outlook, showers and thunderstorm chances will remain elevated across the area, aided by mid to upper level troughing and available moisture and a tropical wave that will pass the weekend. High pressure at the surface will strengthen at the same time, resulting in breezes. It's going to be pretty windy. So for Friday, tomorrow, variably cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Saturday, partly cloudy and humid with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across the northwest and central Bahamas, to partly sunny, warm and breezy with isolated showers possible in the southeastern islands. In the tropics, watching three areas. We've got an elongated trough of low pressure about 875 miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Formation chance through 7 days is now up to medium at about 60%. Then we've got a broad area of low pressure, partially associated with a tropical wave. That's to the southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. That one, the formation chance through 7 days is medium now as well, 50%. And we've got a broad area of low pressure that could form in the central or western Gulf of Mexico by the beginning of next week. Formation chance through 7 days is still low there, about 20%. So we'll keep an eye on all of those. Buy Bahamas First. Visit firstonlineinsurance.com and select a Bahamas First agent to purchase, pay, or renew your car or home insurance 100% online, or just stop by any Bahamas First agent. Bahamas First, celebrating 40 years as the first Bahamian general insurance company. What's first for you comes first for us. Time for another check of your traffic this morning. Start your home journey with an RBC mortgage today. In your real-time traffic at this hour, Tawny Williams Darling Highway looking busy for you. Westbound heading towards the roundabout with Milo Butler Highway. And as you're heading northbound and southbound on Milo Butler Highway, just a bit of a wait there at the roundabout. But it's Tawny Williams Darling Highway that's seeing the issue this morning, which is a little unusual, but that's what we're seeing. Over on Gladstone Road, as you get closer to Munnings Road, you're going to see that heavy traffic in front of you on the way to JFK Drive. And as we've been seeing for the past few days, Old Trail and Soldier Road, that area is busy as we've got schools open in the area, so a bit of congestion there as you try to get the little ones to school this morning. Some building traffic on Marathon northbound on the way to Wolf Road. But other than that, that's about it. That's what we're seeing so far. Again, don't get used to it. Things are going to get a lot busier in the next few days. But that is your Morning Blend traffic for today, brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with RBC today.
First or new home, or even using your existing home as equity, RBC understands that your journey to home ownership is unique, and your mortgage financing should reflect that. That is why at RBC we have dedicated mortgage specialists that provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. Best of all, the RBC mortgage team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, come play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game. You again. We're looking for your friend.
We are back here with Morning Blend. Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Let's get a little bit of this in. Yeah?
Called you again. Remember when he told you he was about to Benjamins? You act like you ain't him, they give him a little trim to begin. Now you think you really gon' pretend like you wasn't down and you called him again. Plus when you give it up so easy, you ain't even fooling him. If you did it then you probably talking out your neck saying you're a Christian, a Muslim, sleeping with the gin. Now that was the sin that did Jezebel in. Who you gonna tell when the repercussions spin? Showing off your ass cause you thinking it's a trend, girlfriend. Let me say cause I'm truly genuine. Don't be a hard rock when you really are a gem, baby girl. Respect is just the minimum. Nigga, you still defending them now. Lauren is only human. Don't think I haven't been through the same predicament. Let it sit inside your head like a million women in Philly pen. It's silly when girls sell their souls because it's sin. Look at where you be in. Hair weaves like Europeans. Fake nails done by Koreans. Come again. Yo, a win-win. Come again. A win-win. Come again. My friend, come again. You know you better watch out.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. Laverne. Lauren Hill.
Yes. That thing.
Mm-hmm. Boy. We are celebrating the ladies, rappers, as we continue our journey into 50 years of hip hop. Yeah. Okay. But we're still angry. We're still mad. Still mad about BPL. So the music can't distract us from this.
No.
This is crazy. So we're getting a lot of your messages, and I went on a bit of a Twitter rant last night. Yeah. Some of these I need to say on the air though. So I'm gonna read what Dwight said while he was sweating his impression into his couch in the dark. He called for a commission of inquiry into all operations at BPL/BEC going back at least 20 years, saying it is completely unacceptable that the Bahamian people have to endure this pathetic product and still be expected to pay hundreds, if not thousands, for, wow, this is rough. He was very, very hot. Garbage every month. Whoa, tough talk.
It's so you.
That's scary. Well, and then he gave this it's fun talking about yourself in the third person, by the way. He gave this thing in which every month you're given less and less, but each month you're charged double what you were paying the month before. And you're threatened to be cut off if you don't pay in full, even though there's no other option for what you need.
Insanity. Cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah, so that's what some people are responding to it, saying, consumer abuse. One says extortion, exploitation, or maybe racketeering. Someone saying hell. I said hell too. Yeah. Wow. And I told you I was going to give you the story that what happened to me the night before. So every night I have no power. And I'll get to that in a moment. Stay tuned for that. That one will be more dramatic than me opening my bill to my yesterday. Did you hear that, Laverne, yesterday?
No.
When I did my bill live on air, expecting, as everyone else has experienced, a massive doubling. But I have been unplugging stuff and trying to change some things. Well, my bill was...
And that's the thing. How much was the bill?
Exactly the same as the month before.
So all
60
of the
cents
unplugging...
Yeah.
All of the unplugging didn't do anything.
Well,
it's crazy
I mean,
to me. It's just crazy to me that...
There's some variables. I can't say that entirely. So there's some variables that mean that it was a net zero. Is that how they put it? Effect? Because some things did change, and so if it went up 60 cents, that might not be horrible, but it's still $200 more than it was a couple of months ago, which is insane, right? So not winning.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's crazy that I get, let's do all the energy saving light bulbs, all of that stuff. If you want to have gas, certain gas appliances, but that I have to every day before I leave the house, unplug this, turn off that breaker. The savings, it's too much just to be able to save a little bit when it comes to power. It's insane to me.
Well, yeah, I hear you. Let's take this call, and then we'll get to those text messages, and then I got a story for you that you won't believe. Good morning, you're on the air. Are you there, caller?
Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm calling from Freeport, Grand Bahama, right?
Welcome.
I was hearing y'all talk about your power, right? And generations, and all your generators you all just get. But it ain't the generators, it's your infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Your infrastructure is old. They will never tell you all that. That's why in Grandma we don't have no problem, because we have good infrastructure. You remember when you all had a problem with the water in Nassau, right? Now, I don't know if people in Nassau prepare to go through, when you all had to tear up the road, change the water lines, and get the infrastructure together. I don't know if you all have enough patience to even do that, because that's what needs to be done in Nassau. You all need to change the infrastructure. The infrastructure need to upgrade, and that's the problem with y'all. In the generation, you hear them say the line breaks. You all have too much loads on some of these lines. They need to get new lines and run in different areas, different substations, it's not a problem. And the generation. Don't let nobody, I hear the Prime Minister saying, oh, it's the generator here. They brand new generator. If you put a brand new engine in an old car, what you think will happen? Huh? And the car start to break down, right?
Maybe not as much.
But you know it's going to break down because it ain't new.
Mm-hmm.
So you put in a new part and old infrastructure, so that's your problem. That's your problem.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you think GB Power and Light might want to expand to NP Power and Light, Laverne? You think?
I don't know. I don't think that. I don't think so. In all the years, I don't think there's ever been a push for that.
All right. Some text messages. This person says, could we get the people who are now responsible for running our landfill that has been without incident for years to run BPL? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Turn some garbage products into something decent. Yeah.
Find out what did they do.
They have great experience with trash. Yeah. Sure. Can you tell me why in 2023 we are still totally dependent on fuel for power generation? And this hot sun is waiting to be used for solar energy. FPL in the USA is right next to our country, and we haven't learned anything yet. The former government spoke about a solar panel plant, and this government isn't even looking in that direction. Well, that part is not. Are also talking about that as well, but it is a lot of talk. So all the plans that you heard before are still plans, and that is where they're going. But the pace is snail-like, and they're And the last time we spoke to the BPL CEO, he said they have a lot of things that they want to implement, but it's just, it has to go through a lot of channels before it can happen. So that's patience that you're going to have. You might, I know you don't, you've run out of patience, but yeah.
And I would think whatever channels it need to go through, it would be expedited because of the situation.
You would think that. But you would be incorrect. But
I would be.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. I am. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. 6 months. This person says 7 hours no light last night, Dwight. 6 months pole through my corner has been out. Being told every time no truck working with the bucket. You know why? Because that truck has been dealing with my pole. So that's probably why. Because it's there often. 3 times in the last year. So imagine that. But that is a nightmare. You text us back. Tell us where you are. Because if I say it on the air, maybe they'll hear and somebody will do something. That doesn't. Right. This person says that what needs to happen is all citizens unite and occupy downtown until these jokers go and make legislation to make it easier to get solar. You all keep saying that. It is, you can get solar if you can afford it. You can do this. You can do this. Now, what you're asking, I suspect, is for the government. Is that what you're saying? The government to subsidize everybody's solar because the power company is so challenged that you think that the government should provide a solar option to supplement what we're all doing. Is that what you're saying? Because you could do this. Nobody's stopping you. Is that what we're thinking? And maybe you're right. Since we're being slaughtered by these folks, and if they're not going to remove the VAT, like I say, Laverne, that they should be doing while we are suffering, well, maybe you should help to solarize everybody's home. Is that what we're saying? I don't know. Anyway, but they're saying, the texter goes on to say, tell the Prime Minister to go away again as usual. But And I'm skipping some parts here, but they're saying, I'll ask you again, bro, are you ready to march for change, or are you being lulled into acceptance about your bill? No, I can't accept this. I can't do that. That bill last month was untenable, and I can't.
How much was it?
About $450, just under. I mean, again, it was...
Who all live in your house?
Clearly, there are some occupants that I cannot see, and they love to use electricity. Something's up. But it was a year ago And I used to get upset when it'd go over 200. I was angry. Like, what is happening? But yeah, double that. And early this year, I had a miracle bill. I'm trying to figure out if I was kidnapped or something, but the bill was just over $100. I've never experienced that in my life. But that was the best feeling ever. But here...
Last month's bill made up for that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, maybe I have to put in some cameras to see who's inside there, what they're doing.
I'm just saying, $450, and that's with you had on like your AC.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not an animal. Of course. This person says here, I'm ready to sign on, Laverne. What are they talking about? Is that the VAT thing? That came in right when we were talking about VAT. This text here says, this country is taking 2 steps backwards every day. We're celebrating 50 years and can't keep the light on. Well, you notice that all this madness has started after the celebrations because that was going to foul up the mood. Now, the party favors have hit the fan, and the shredded pieces are all falling onto us. But anyway, what a time.
To the lawsuit.
Yeah.
When they said I'm ready to sign on now.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
The
class action lawsuit. Yes. We're celebrating 50 years and can't keep the light on. What a time! Fire these board members. Well, it's got to go deeper than that. It's a whole lot more people than just the board members. Blessings, my beloved Guardian Radio. Concerning all these child molestation and sexual assaults, even of the elderly, where is the so-called Rights Bahamas? Doing this again. Okay. Plus, concerning this crazy, ever-changing BPL, BEC, electrical energy woes, again, where is the so-called Rights Bahamas group? What? Okay. In regards to electrical energy woes or nightmares, I'm willing to take it to the United Nations and perhaps other world bodies who view electrical energy as right. The group Rights Bahamas is very good at United. I got a real issue with Rights Bahamas. Okay, very good at United Nations and other world bodies things, but we can't hear a peep from Rights Bahamas. Come to think of it, we didn't even hear a peep from them during the COVID-19 lockdown saga when the former administration seemingly violated multiple constitutional rights and multiple human rights. Not a peep from the so-called Rights Bahamas, just pure silence. Well, maybe, a lot of people were sick. Maybe they were sick at the time. I don't know. But hey, if you don't hear it from the groups that you form the group that does what you expect them to do, right? You do it. This one says, my electricity went off for the 12th time since late July, and it dipped twice in a row last night. This is ridiculous. It only dipped last night? Oh, texter. Anyway, this is ridiculous. Why are we paying so much when nothing is working? Yeah, that's a good question. My goodness gracious. Let's skip some of this part to get to this part here. We need a Caucasian American company to rival BP Hell. I've noticed Americans are putting solar panel farms on the water, but nothing. What about the Bahamas? Nothing. The power in Central Andros has been out for 26 hours. Bering Point, Cargill Creek, Bowen Sound. This is terrible. My bill is double. Wow. This person says, try a home bill of $2,156. No, thank you. No, thank you very much. Now, you need to explain what is your home. Do you call a hotel your home? Is the whole hotel?
It's a mortgage payment.
That's more than I don't. What type of home is this? How many bedrooms do you have? Like 50? What's going on here? You have a whole football team living there, like a soccer team. They got like hundreds of people on soccer teams. What? Okay. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? No? Okay. So, Laverne, are you ready for a story? Okay, baby people. So today is Thursday. I told you about this yesterday, how I was functioning on 3-something hours sleep. Because my power on Tuesday night, the power went off 12:30 p.m. in some violent explosions outside on the pole. The transformer? Is that what it is? Former? Ponder? Yeah. Blew up. Transformer blew up, and the lines, I've never heard anything like that. I really thought I was going to die. Telling you, I had people outside jumping, screaming for their lives. It was a scene. And so that went out, and 12:30, we finally got back up and running 12:45 a.m. Wednesday morning, only to have the power go off again that night. So, I'm going crazy. But so the issue Tuesday, the transformer, it blows up, and all of these homes on my street end up in a brownout. And so the microwave will be on, but the fridge is off. This room has lights, but that one doesn't. And then this thing is on, but it's blinking. And there are error messages in all the air conditioning units. Like, okay, what the heck is happening, right? So, yeah, BPL comes and they do their thing well after 5, and they get us back on. But thank you guys. Great. Wonderful stuff, right? That happened Tuesday. But do you know, Laverne, the exact same thing happened in May. The exact same thing happened in May. And do you know, Laverne, the exact same thing happened in October. And this is happening every few months on my street. What is BPL doing about it? They come and they say, oh, yeah, we just need to do more maintenance here. I'm like, okay, so why aren't you doing more maintenance here? Why are you only waiting until it blows up to do the maintenance? And they're like, well, that's not my department. We'll put in the advice or to the suggestion to that department. And every few months, the same thing is happening.
Are they changing the transformer out?
Whatever they do, in a few months, it blows up.
What?
And tell me why I shouldn't sue. Tell me why I shouldn't. And I suspect all over the island, if not the country. What is going on? They're going to destroy everybody's equipment. They're going to burn down people's homes. This is insanity. This is insanity. And my bills are doubling every month this year. I have pictures when they were there in May doing the same thing, and they wait till after 5 till they turn you on by 10, 11, 12 o'clock, right? But you've been out all day. Every time. October, May, August. What is going on? Make it make sense.
There's an issue in your area that
yes, there certainly is. But
unable to properly address.
So can they remove themselves and let another power company come and deal with my street then? Because we could go that way. We could do it. I think everybody would be happy. This is insane. And so we take what the CEO was saying that last night was an unusual situation, but again, it's on top of many regular situations that are driving us crazy. So when your unusual situation happens on top of regular situations that happen all the time, and I tell you all the time, in Eastern Province, the power is off somewhere, at least once a week somewhere. Every week. This is insane. What are we doing? Is it time to fold up this experiment, call it quits, and start from scratch with something totally different? We could waste time with the Commission of Inquiry, which really needs to happen, truly. But would there be consequences for what's been going wrong for all these decades? Or just say, okay, we just got to stop and start all over. But we got to do something. We've got to do something. Let's take this call before we take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Okay, ladies, this is Voice along with you on the wire, Dwight.
Hi.
This law and order in this country. Dwight, that text with text that BPL, Caucasian test BPL. He or she is so right, but the Caucasian need to assist in all parts of this country. I think we have a better country because we're making giant step backwards. Okay? Then another thing is that
Okay. I mean, that was a sarcastic text. I don't think they were... but he says they're right. Okay. All right.
Dwight, I'm trying not to really even take
my Lord.
comment like that. So,
yeah. Yeah. Let's
because we could really go. You have a white savior complex going on here. We could really get into a lot of stuff. So,
let's read some messages as we go to the break. This person says, "Hey, remember those cameras you're going to install? They will also have to be powered by the same BPL. Yes, I won't be able to see who's using up all my electricity, right? Yeah, right. Well, maybe I'll try to work out some solar thing with the cameras. I don't know." This person says, "Dwight, I had the same exact experience." Well, maybe you're on my street. I don't know, but sure. This person says here, "Some of the transformers blow every couple months because the grid is overloading them." Yeah. Okay. So what are they going to do? So you just say, "Oh, well, that's just how it is." The grid overloads them, so they blow every few months. And so every few months we have to send out. There were like 4 trucks on the street that night. And they were there, again, till 12:45. And they had about 10 guys out there working. Does that make sense? And that's all that overtime, and you're stressing out your crew every few months? What are we doing? Okay.
Why can you imagine working those long hours, knowing that in a couple months you're going to have to come back and do it again?
Yeah, I told the guys, I said, you're going to be back
like
in
there's
October.
No resolution.
You should have seen their faces. I said, you'll be back in October. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I said, this happened another September, October in a year before that. So this is happening over and over and over. And they did all pause and look very puzzled when I said that. But, yeah. This person says, yeah, I read that. Sounds like the person whose bill is over $2,000 hasn't paid their bill. No, we've done this before. Just a few days ago, everyone says they pay their bill in full. And remember now, they're threatening people. If you have a balance, you're going to get cut off within the next month. So that's not what's happening here. These people, these are new bills. New bills. This person says here, why? Because they don't give funny Uncle Cat King there's some better ones than that. Funny Uncle Cat King, what is that? About the public. Plus, a lawsuit won't change anything because they are in debt and won't be able to pay us out. Well, I'm going to sue some people, name some people directly. They're going to have to pay from their very wealthy pockets. This one says here, the real reason for this increase in the government is raising a lot of their revenue from the fuel from BPL. This is an indirect tax on all citizens because they can't get regular tax from the rich. Okay. So that's why our bills are going up. We are paying for Dwight Strawn's blown transformers. Well, okay. Well, blame BPL because they could do something about that, right? If that's what it is. Trust me, Dwight, I know how it works. BPL workers start things after 5 for overtime. It is sick. Overtime pay is extra sweet at BPL. Yeah. Well, this one they started after 8. So, yeah. But again, you appreciate the workers, but what's happening? Management is aware that this is a and not just there. What are you going to do about it? It's like the the Wärtsilä engines. They're sitting in a building that's crumbling. Everybody knows about it, but what are you going to do? Just don't turn on those other 2 engines or we're going to have a problem. Oh, okay. That's beautiful. That's great. Great way to manage the situation. Let's take this call, and then we've got to take a break. Good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? No? All right, so let's take the break. We'll pick up with the rest of your messages, and when we get back, I need a break, actually, after telling that story out loud. This is hurtful. It's hurtful stuff. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together, and we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations, we're with you on this journey. For every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
It's been 30 Custom Computers was founded, and we'd like to celebrate that milestone by thanking you, our clients and customers. You've inspired 35 years of expert service and support, partnering with the world's leading brands like HP, Apple, and Microsoft. We take pride in setting the bar for what you expect and deserve from a homegrown Bahamian business. We're here to serve you when you need us, so call 396-1101. Custom Computers, raising the standard since 1987.
It's your back-to-school bro with Scotiabank. Use any Scotiabank credit card to purchase any back-to-school items valuing $150 and over, and you could be one of 3 lucky winners of $1,500. That's up to $4,500 in cash back for you to win your share when you buy books, uniforms, shoes, laptops, tablets, phones, and other accessories for back-to-school using your Scotiabank credit card. Visit bs.scotiabank.com for more information. Promotion ends September 3rd, 2023.
Celebrate 50 years of independence, there is no better way to reflect on where we came from than to reconnect with the Family Islands. Visit BahamasResidence.com and take advantage of the 2 fly free from Nassau deal. Make your next trip to the Family Islands more affordable. If you're planning family beach days in Eleuthera, taking the plunge in Andrus's many blue holes, bone fishing with the guys in Acklands, or simply rejuvenating with Cap Island's bush medicine. With the 2 fly free from Nassau promotion, there's no better time than now to visit the Family Islands. So explore the Exuma Keys, plan a retreat to Abaco, take the kids to historical San Salvador, escape to Long Island for a quick girls trip, lay low in Bimini, or enjoy a romantic trip to Rhode Island. There's an island waiting just for you. Fly free from Nassau to your choice of 10 islands and 35 participating hotels. Book your trip today. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details and begin your Family Island getaway.
My mommy made sure that I was vaccinated because she loves me.
Getting our precious little ones vaccinated protects them from so many diseases like polio, measles, and whooping cough. Vaccines are safe and effective. Immunizations can prevent illnesses and even death. Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and USAID.
summer your way with Scotiabank. Apply for a Scotia Plan loan this summer and open the doors to your dream destination. The perfect home renovation or prep for back to school. Enjoy competitive rates, flexible loan terms, and no payments for up to 2 months. Use your plan loan to unlock your perfect summer break. Apply for your Scotia Plan loan today and have summer your way with Scotiabank. Visit bs.scotiabank.com or call 242-356-1697 for further details.
Total Auto Care on Howard Road offers fast, quality auto maintenance at the very best prices. Tune-ups, oil changes, brakes, suspension, wheel alignments, radiators, water pump replacements, and more. Need quality brand name tires for your vehicle? Tires that'll stand up to these roads? No worries. We supply Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, Pirelli, and Toyo. We'll import them fast and install them for you at no extra cost. So when your car needs maintenance or quality tires, we're on Howard Road, just before Burger King. Come see us. Total Auto Care. Call us at 341-6599 or 341-2350.
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans. Available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pub behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you put gas no more.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Yo, they wanna know who's that girl. Come on. Who's that girl? Come on. Who's that girl?
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. Coming up in a few minutes in business, we're going to be talking with Access Accelerators. A lot of exciting things going on with them. That's coming up in just a few minutes. All right, so we're getting through the last of your text messages on this BPL situation, and we've also been talking with this horrible situation with this 11-year-old girl who was impregnated by her mother's boyfriend, and this is just wild, isn't it?
Right, we need to. Can I just say that we need to change the way we're saying it about the 11-year-old girl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We keep saying this 11-year-old girl was impregnated by her mother's boyfriend. Can we say instead that this 11-year-old girl was sexually assaulted and as a result of that was impregnated? Because, I just think we need to ring that home. Sexually assaulted.
Well, you could say that, but there's some interesting language that's being used in this situation. So, I don't know what that means, why that isn't what's being said here. But you can draw some conclusions, unfortunately.
Yeah, to me, that is, I'm thinking, why are we just saying, and let me be clear, I'm not trying to minimize the horror of being impregnated, but she's 11 years old. So there's nothing to say other than she was sexually assaulted.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I do get your point entirely.
You know what I mean? And as a result of the assault, she was was impregnated, or she, like.
I hear you. Again,
she was assaulted. She was assaulted.
That's what I can't. Is what's being said, and so. That has many different implications. All right. Now, this is very interesting, though. This is a comment from Wayne Monroe on this, who said this message to the folks who have sexually assaulting and getting involved with children. He said, quote, "For the people who are doing it, they need to stop it, because when you come to be released, whoever occupies the chair I occupy will have to issue a general notice to the public that you, as a sexual offender, is being released." I mean, okay, if that's what you think is the main thing to get someone to stop from being a piece of garbage, just right. Think about the fact that we're going to have your picture all over the place. That's the thing, as opposed to stop being a piece of garbage. If that's the tactic we're going to use here, well, that's unusual. But
I'm just thinking that it's one of the many measures, maybe, who is right.
Yeah, they have to do it. But I mean, but this is what you're saying. That I just think it's weird to say it. Just know that we're going to be listed as a sexual offender, as opposed to, can you please get some help, you sick son of a whatever, right? It's just the language is puzzling. Appealing to you to know that your picture will be everywhere. So basically, don't get caught, because we're going to do this. Not telling people not to do it and to seek help if you have those thoughts, which is disturbing. Very disturbing. But typical of what we do around here.
I don't think that one, then not saying not to do it.
No, well, he didn't say it. He didn't say it.
He's just saying that this is another measure. That's what I'm looking at it.
No. Again, I have no issue with that. I'm just saying that just unusual tactic. Let's see if we can squeeze this call in really quickly. And then we're going to really take a break for news. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well.
Dwight.
Hi.
Morning, Madam Lavoie. I am also saddened by this. This is, I don't know what to call this. To announce this in this country, an 11-year-old was assaulted. Dwight, I often say on your show, sometimes you disagree. We need some attention on these poorly socialized people. This is not normal.
I never agree. I never disagree with you when you say that. Never.
Okay. These poorly socialized people come from a home. And it's obvious that home is eroded. Dwight, these poorly socialized people was born into an environment where two selfish persons just want to have fun. And out of that selfishness, they hatch a child that they never wanted and never take on the responsibility of rearing that child. Until we address the poorly socialized children and adults, a backdrop on the home that they were structured in, my brother, we could make laws till thy kingdom come. Too many children were born by two selfish adults having fun, and they hatched children which they never wanted. And this is how we end up with these poorly socialized behavior. It's a disgrace to even hear something like that. An 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Where was the people? I also heard two young couples are responsible for the death of their child. What country, the Bahamas, is go? What is this we living in?
Well, let's wait. Let's wait to hear what happened in that situation. Right?
Yes, but I mean, yes. Okay, I don't want to digress from your topic. But we need to understand and find out why these people behave this way, because they are poorly socialized and the traditional family structure is eroded. Too many children are hatched in a way that two selfish people just want to have fun.
Okay.
Thank you, Dwight.
Thank you very much. All right, some messages as we go to the news. Some other people are feeling the same sort of way about what Monroe was saying. This unusual warning to the folks. Not that we're going to catch you and try you to the fullest extent of the law, but be careful because your picture may be up. I mean, what is this? What is that? Okay, all right. No, you know what I mean? People are calling for folks to be castrated and stuff. So they're saying wild things like that. But you're going to say you don't want to do this because your pictures are going to go up all over the place. Oh, my goodness. Gracious. Okay. Dwight, until all behemoths join together and stand up, we will continue to be trampled on by a select few. 50 years and nothing works in our country. Well, very little. I'm so disappointed, especially when we have brilliant minds in the country. This one says here, who are your listeners suggesting that we sue? The Treasury? That's like taking $1 out of one pocket and putting it in the next pocket and calling yourself richer. Yeah. Yep. And then they're also saying, Laverne, it's best to continue to use the language that he's using in this regard, Laverne, because clearly there's a major distinctions going on here. And if you read between the lines, this is probably sicker and more disturbing than we want to even believe. But yeah, we've got a whole lot of problems. Back to the text about the money, though. Let's get ready to wrap up, producer. This is up to send a message. Mainly, this would be, if it happens, a class action lawsuit. Yeah, the Treasury, we all are paying the taxes, sure. But somebody needs to recognize that the people aren't prepared to take this anymore. Right? That's the thing. And right now, they think because everyone's paying their gigantic bills that are double, triple, quadruple what they were before, the people are fine with this. Yeah, they're complaining on some talk shows, but whatever, they can still pay it. We aren't fine with this. And we don't want to be friends. But you need to understand that when will they get that? Let's take a break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I can understand why they scared to eat. Thought I did it one way, ain't prepared for me. Mad cause the image I don't care to be. Realness, real reality. Attitude rude, that's the Philly and I. Need me in the game, I'm the thrill in your life. Breath of fresh air, little boys hang me on they wall, I grow them chest hair. Why you listen to other cats? You got the best hair. Come on, try your luck, shorty. I got the rest.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas. Is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, August 17th, 2023. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And this morning, we're very pleased to have Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center with us because you're going to help us change the topic away from some heavy stuff we were talking about earlier. We're always happy to see you, but especially today. So in studio, we have with us Executive Director Samantha Roll, Innovation Manager Bria DeVoe, and we have from Performing Spaces, Michelle Butler, and also RCI, Royal Caribbean. We have Director of Business Integration Destination Development, Crystal Campbell, Ladies, great to have you all here with us this morning.
Good morning, Dwight and Laverne.
And Laverne, yes. So,
good morning. One of my favorite people from SBDC is on.
Thank you.
Yes, you know it's you.
Wow, okay, great stuff. So it's an all-ladies show.
Dwight, you sound a little jealous. You don't sound genuine.
But
with
you
that
never sound this
stuff.
excited when you talk to me, Laverne. I don't understand.
Because you're not her.
Oh, okay. I get it. Anyway, so this morning we're going to be talking about the amazing partnership that you have, A Squared SBDC, with Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
And we're going to talk with Michelle, who's one of the pitch.
Yes, she is our cohort fourth pitch winner.
Okay. Exciting stuff. All right. So let's talk about it. How this partnership, I know a little bit about it, but you tell us about the let us know how and where things stand at this point.
Absolutely. So I will certainly start it, and of course, Crystal can chime in whenever she deems necessary. So Royal Caribbean partnered with SBDC, and our partnership has been quite a wonderful journey for us. It initially started with the pepper sauce competition. Mm-hmm. And then we moved into a program that allowed for persons or businesses within New Providence, the Berry Islands, and Grand Bahama, as a result of a recovery type program, to be a part of a training boot camp, and then it went into funding opportunities for those clients. So we ended up doing a Royal Caribbean program. Tourism-based, tourism-focused, transitioned. So from 2021 to now, we then transitioned into our other program, which was the Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. And the Kickstarter we found was focused around startups. So those businesses, again, still within the tourism space, but were 12 months or less, and they needed the level of support, training, but then also opportunity for funding. And of course, Royal Caribbean being the sponsor and contributing up to $500,000 in funding for those programs. Wow. Yes, absolutely. And of course, the government of Bahamas matching those funds to make sure that we support those entrepreneurs. And so it has been a tremendous journey. At the end of it all, the impact for our clients. So bootcamp alone, going through the entrepreneurial training, have been about 92 entrepreneurs. So 92 entrepreneurs went through the training with used professional facilitators. We incorporated the mentors, and I'll have Bria talk more about that structure later on. Mm-hmm. But the relationship with Royal Caribbean has been one that has been beneficial, not only for SBDC as we pride on strategic partnerships, but I think mostly that positive impact for those small businesses looking to either start or scale.
Yeah, excellent. So Crystal, tell us about that. What made you, Royal Caribbean, feel this was something that you need to be a part of and invest
absolutely.
In?
Yeah, so the Bahamas has been really an integral part of the Royal Caribbean international family for way over 50 years now, and we see the importance in these type of partnerships, such as the Small Business Development Center, in order to really support the economy, especially the tourism economy being such an integral part of the economy. Such a privilege for us, to work with these entrepreneurs who have committed themselves to their business development, through this partnership, and really, allowing us to demonstrate, and work with them and energizing and encouraging these local entrepreneurs to really, support that local cultural and economic vibrancy in the communities. Mm-hmm. And we will continue to do so as we move forward. We see this partnership with Small Business Development. It's just kind of a start. Started in 2021, but we have so much more that we want to do and help to support businesses and local entrepreneurs in the community. So again, we've just been excited for this entire program and to see individuals like Michelle be able to have these opportunities and to really, propel their businesses and showcase all the efforts that they've put forth. Michelle herself, she's not only bringing something new to the tourism industry with performing spaces, and I know she'll speak more to it, but educate, others in the community, and that, that giving back and, helping others to move forward and really, make something of themselves, their lives, their dreams. And that's what really touches us and what makes us want to continue these efforts.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wonderful stuff. All right, Michelle. So let's talk about it. Performing Spaces. What exactly is it, and how did it get started? And we'll talk about what RCI and A Squared SBDC did to help.
Sure.
Let's get right to that, Mike. Yep.
Performing Spaces really goes beyond your traditional business. It operates more so as a social enterprise where the overarching goal is really to revolutionize and revitalize the creative industry here in the Bahamas. In the 1940s up until the 1970s, we had such a vibrant and booming arts and entertainment industry, but we've seen the steady decline over the past few decades. So back to life to not only curate and design amazing indigenous, authentic, and cultural shows for both tourists and locals, but to develop other creatives that have an interest in entering the performing arts industry, as well as employing professionals that may be unemployed or underemployed.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Wow, we desperately need this. How did the idea? When did this start? When did you say that this is what I need to be doing?
Well, I've always been a creative. Literally since high school, I was the one that took the leadership in talent shows, pep rallies, stage plays. But really and truly, the idea to launch Performance Spaces didn't come about until 2015 when I took a family vacation to New York. And I watched my first Broadway show, Finding Neverland. And I left New York with such a desire and a passion to come back home and develop this industry. Over the next 2 years, I engaged in a number of studies and research. I traveled, I scoped the market, and I saw what other countries were doing in the arts and entertainment industry. I engaged with other creative professionals. We launched a pilot program in 2018 and 2019, and we were met with an overwhelming success from our training programs to 2 original productions. We had, I think, over 2,500 persons that came to the shows. So we realized that the business was viable, but there was really space for the development of an industry. So today, we are launching our year-round training programs. And
Today?
Well, 2023.
Okay.
Yes, in the fall, we're going to launch
Okay.
our year-round training programs, and we're actually preparing for another show this October in commemoration of our 50th anniversary.
Wow. Okay. So how can people be a part of this? What do they need to do?
Well, you can visit performingspaces.org, or you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Performing Spaces.
And what is the show in October going to be about?
Well, it's called From Whence We Came and Beyond. So it's really, I guess, a historic view and evolution of the Bahamas dating back from 1492, the discovery of these islands and keys, to the present modern-day Bahamas. And we're highlighting the plight, the challenges, and the achievements of our forefathers, as well as vision casting what the next 50 years of the Bahamas could look like. And we're doing this in the most innovative, creative way with the music, dance, aerial arts, drama, intricate costumes, and theatrical illusion. So it's definitely going to be a treat for both locals and tourists, so you cannot miss it.
You said October?
October
of this
3rd.
year?
Yes,
This
of
is
this year.
You're well into rehearsals and...
Yes.
Okay, so where's this going to be?
It's going to be held at Bahamas Christian Fellowship's Auditorium on Carmichael Road. And they have a seating capacity of 2,500. So we're going to have 3 nights. So you should hear more about the show within the upcoming week.
Okay, all right. So, pitch competition. When was this, and what made you decide to go in this direction?
Well, I came across the flyer, and I was a bit reluctant, honestly, because we've been overlooked and undersupported for so long. I've applied for so many grants. Some were successful, but the majority unsuccessful, not because I didn't have a great business plan or idea, but I think the mindset of so many Bahamians is that this cannot be sustainable. It's just something that you do on the side or as a hobby. But by faith, I applied, and I got that email to be a part of the program, and I was so excited, and I engaged in this 8-week program along other budding entrepreneurs. And it was such an amazing experience. We learned everything from digitalization, how to pitch your business, how to market, financial literacy, the legal component of establishing and maintaining a business. And of course, it was facilitated by the amazing Bria. And we had a cadre of skilled professionals and experts in various fields. So the knowledge that we received was invaluable. And even if persons walked away without funding, if they actually applied the tools and the resources that we would have received, everyone has an opportunity to be successful. That night, I didn't know, the night of the pitch competition, I didn't know what to expect. Of course, I was a little bit nervous.
Okay.
8 weeks
So everybody comes in there with the training.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I knew that I had worked hard. I had prepared over the course of a few years, and I pitched, and here we are today.
Yeah. Who did you pitch to? How many people were involved in that? And then how did you feel doing this? Who
I can take that. I can take that. So the pitch competition, we've had 4 cohorts of the Kickstarter program, but this was our first in-person pitch competition. We have done it virtually. The pandemic was still going around, so the past 3 cohorts were virtual, and we wanted to go out with a bang with this one and having it in person. So as Michelle said, we had 8 weeks for the participants to prep for this. We had 16 sessions twice per week where they were able to engage with their peers and also other facilitators, industry experts in the key subjects. So the pitch competition came around, and it's a closed competition because we're trying to protect the integrity of the businesses, making sure that everyone in the room good reasons. So there were 50 people in the room engaging, but we had 5 judges. We had Samantha as our judge. Crystal was also a judge. Okay. Crystal on the show. We had Miss Latia Duncombe, who's the Director General of the Ministry of Tourism. Ian Ferguson from Tourism Development Corporation, and Mr. Philip Simon, who is the president of the Royal Beach Club project here with RCI. Right. So it was a very, very heavy set of judges who really know the tourism industry and what to expect from this industry. And the participants were given 5 minutes to pitch, a very strict 5 minutes to pitch, and another 7 minutes for question and answer to defend their business. So we had 8 pitches that night and 5 winners. So yeah, Michelle came in.
No one is in every one of the cohorts and all of the pitch competitions. And as this being the first one that was, face to face and not virtual, it was a different environment for the participants to stand up in front of, their peers and these judges. And I have to say the Small Business Development Center did a phenomenal job working with each of the participants beforehand and really preparing them for that type of situation. It could be daunting, and every single participant did fantastic, standing up there on stage and telling their stories and talking about their business. Wow! So it was quite a great event, and yeah, we're so excited and thankful to be a part of it.
Excellent. So what did it feel like, Michelle? I mean, what was it like in front of these heavy hitters, and try to sell your business?
It was a bit nerve-wracking, but as I would have mentioned, I had done my research. I had a 2-year research phase where I studied the market, I traveled, we had launched a pilot gauge and interviewed other professionals. So I had a really good command on the industry, I would think. And I walked in there, and I believe I was prepared, and walked away successful.
Yeah. Samantha and Crystal, I guess you can both answer. So what made Michelle and her project stand out?
Yes. So like Eva said, there were 8 competitors, and all 8 were fantastic. Just the moment to approach and present in front of an audience is daunting within itself, but great concepts and ideas. Right. I think for Michelle, however, and there were a few others that really, really stood out, it had a lot to do with preparation. When you're given a set time to present your idea, and your idea must encompass viability, business viability, you need to be able to present your numbers and financials. You need to be able to sell the idea itself. And some people need to understand that you may have a great idea. It's how you articulate that idea that really brings it home, making sure that all of those pertinent, critical information is included in that short window of opportunity. So then one, it's pitching the idea. Then the other side of it is defending it. Right. And so the task of the judge or judges are to then listen. We would have received the business plan and all of the information prior to the event, but is then to look and see where there may be perhaps some holes or gaps. Or based on what you've presented, does this entrepreneur truly understand their market? How are they pricing their product or services? What is the sustainability plan to make sure that it's a 6-month, 1-year opportunity? And so these are the types of things that throughout it all, Michelle was able to successfully...
Without every inch of her.
Michelle was able to successfully present, but then also defend.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, so what was the prize? What happens there? What can you tell us about that?
Well, what we did is, and again through our partnership with Royal Caribbean, the prizes for the top 5, and so fourth and fifth were $5,000, and then we went into the third prize that was $7,500, and the second prize winner was $10,000, and of course Michelle won the $15,000 funding for her business.
Excellent. So tell us about that, how that's going to help, how it's going to be used.
So at Performing Spaces, we in maintaining a high quality production, and a part of that expense is really the rental of equipment. And the majority of the funding that we would have received would go towards purchasing much needed equipment to help us scale up our level of production. So I'm incredibly grateful for Royal Caribbean International and the SBDC for this funding.
Dwight, I think it goes beyond just the funding, though, right? So Michelle would have spoken about the 8-week training. And then, of course, there's the funding opportunity that allows her to purchase the equipment that she needs. But the opportunity to engage with potential clients or vendors such as RCI, but then also to engage with other persons that were in the room. And so having Director General, Mrs. Tia Duncombe, and, I sat next to her, and she was amazed by the concept in which Michelle shared with us. So how do you then take that and connect with the various opportunities that would afford Michelle to engage with the Ministry of Tourism, right? And take her performance anywhere in the Bahamas, and perhaps even on some of the cruise line ships. Right? But that's an opportunity for a conversation. So again, it's not only about the training, which is important, the funding, which supports, but then it's also how do we now help Michelle to scale and present those opportunities to where her business can expand even beyond what it's currently doing.
And if I may add, during our pilot program, we got an opportunity to contract 16 MSMEs. So Performance Spaces goes beyond just being a business, as I would have mentioned. It's more so a social enterprise because we get to employ other creatives, other small businesses and entrepreneurs within this space as well. So I think that is the most empowering part for me, open up other doors for persons in this industry.
I was going to ask you, how many people are part of your team? How big is Performing Spaces?
So when we're preparing for a show, that could range from 40 to about 50 persons. So we have pre-production, production, and post-production, and we get to engage so many different persons, from digital animators, builders, artists, artisans, costume designers, videographers, food vendors, marketers. I mean, the list goes on. So this is really a window of opportunity for so many people, and that's why I felt it was a win for the wider Orange economy and not just for me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Samantha and Bria mentioned that the Director General of Tourism was there, Royal Caribbean, of course, well represented, and we know that downtown we have so many issues, a lack of real, authentic culture down there. Is this something that Performing Spaces town to help in the revitalization of the area?
Well, I would hope so. As we're all aware, the opening of the new cruise port just happened, and we have an amphitheater now. So we're definitely looking at the possibility of running shows there for tourists when they come to port. So that's definitely on the table, and we're looking into that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, so for SPDC, strategic partnerships are key in order for us to make the positive impacts that we need to make, whether it's for the one-on-one entrepreneurs or it's for small development overall. And so you would have mentioned a few entities. So Director General Ministry of Tourism, we're looking to certainly collaborate with Mrs. Duncombe on ways in which we can take Michelle Butler and those entrepreneurs similar to Michelle and get them integrated within the tourism product, downtown and otherwise. We work, and so we expect to be able to collaborate in the near future on a number of other programs here in New Providence as well as across the Family Islands. And we anticipate that our relationship with Royal Caribbean will continue and will be long-standing because, we have a product that works. We have a framework that works. We've tested it. We've ironed out the kinks. And of course, the next step is how do we now evolve into something bigger and better, even more impactful for the tourism industry? Yeah. How do we diversify what we currently have as a tourism product? And these are some of the things and questions that we answer as we continue to design, curate programs for entrepreneurship to succeed in the Bahamas.
Yeah. And Crystal, are there opportunities for entertainers, local entertainers on Royal Caribbean ships or on the islands the considering here?
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, we will be working with the Small Business Development Center on developing a new program. So we've been discussing that over the past many months. So please look out for that, as we move forward. But separately, again, our commitment to the Bahamas, as I said, is really unwavering, and there are a lot of paths ahead, and that we want to invite the Bahamian community to participate in, and we've engaged SBDC to support us with this. So I did want to mention, so our Royal Beach Club at Paradise Islands is in the future here, and we will actually be doing a workshop series in the coming weeks that is to facilitate open dialogue discussions and open new ideas and partnership opportunities with entrepreneurs and small businesses. And this workshop will be on August 29th, and it'll be specifically focused on food and beverage and retail. So we are asking, those in those specific areas to please join us on this August 29th and talk about these opportunities and how, they can become a part of the Royal Caribbean, become our family, at the Royal Beach Club. And anyone that is interested just has to go to the royalisland.com to apply and to join us on that day. And again, we'll be having a series of workshops, and Small Business Development Center is also working to see what entrepreneurs and partners that they have that can participate in that. And we will continue those efforts as we move forward.
Wow, very exciting, very exciting. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, have a few more questions about when someone else can take advantage of something like this. When's the next pitch competition? A lot of people, I'm sure, want to know about this. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
We're going to make it hot like fire. You're hotter than a summer day in California.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too, because it's interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care.
We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
Grab your camera, capture the spirit of the Bahamas, and win cash and prizes. Scotiabank, in partnership with the Guardian Media Group, invites all youth, amateur, and professional photographers to enter the Celebrate Bahamas 50 photography competition, being held under the theme One Nation, One Legacy, Our Future. With more than $8,000 in cash to be won, snap those photos and send them in by August 30th. Visit GuardianTalkRadio.com or BS.com to find out how to enter. Let's celebrate our proud nation in photos. Terms and conditions apply.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Indulge in an experience that awakens your senses with Nescafe Gold. Premium Arabica coffee beans, carefully selected, roasted to perfection, and finely ground, resulting in a unique and unmatched flavor and aroma that captivates the senses. Enticing aroma, smooth taste. Elevate your coffee experience with Nescafe Gold.
Good Day Bahamas. Join the Guardian Group of Camp Championships in Budapest, Hungary from August 19th to 27th. This one is being brought to you by the Sportsbook at Island Games, Nassau Motors Hondas, Nassau Motors Chevrolet, Kalino, Bahamas Financial Services, Nagico, and New Life Vegetation and Cell Food. 11 Bahamian athletes will be in competition. How about Shawnee Malawibo? Just having a baby 3 months ago, she'll be in action in the women's 400 meters. Stephen Gardner, he'll be competing in the men's 400 meters. Laquan Nen, the men's long jump. Shaquem Smith, men's 400-meter hurdles. Donald Thomas, men's high jump. Alonzo Russell, men's 400 meters. Terrence Jones, men's 100 meters. Anthony Strawn, she'll be the only athlete competing in 2 events, the women's 100 and the women's 200 meters. Devon Charlton, women's 100-meter hurdles. Charisma Taylor, women's triple jump. And Rima Audemars, women's javelin. 11 Bahamian athletes in competition starting on Saturday. You don't want to miss this one, folks. It's going to be hot, hot, hot.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
DJ, please pick up your phone. I'm on the request line.
This is a Missy Elliott one-time exclusive.
Come on, is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive is why I need number. It's your primitive is why I big. Let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive is why I need number. It's your primitive is why I need number.
We're back here with Morning Glen Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And this morning we are talking with the 8th grade SBDC, Access Accelerated Small Business Development Center. And I've got Samantha Roll, Bria DeVoe, Crystal Campbell, RCI, and Michelle Butler with Performing Spaces. And I'm getting some very encouraging information on the show this morning. Let's take this call really quickly. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to your co-host and to your panelists.
Good morning. Good morning.
For the purposes of this discussion, I'm going to identify myself. Fred Munnings is calling. I heard the representative from Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and my question is, do you reach out to professional country when you have need for your company? I have been in touch with one of your executives. He has promised to call me back. He never called me back. But in fact, he spoke to the Director of Labor, inquiring about other interests. And I want to send a message to you and to your executives that there are professional entertainment companies in the Bahamas who can provide their services to your company if you would just reach out. And we have made several attempts, not just now, but over the years to reach out to your company without success. I believe that you would have had a program at NTA some years ago when I made extensive attempts to sit with you and your company, not you personally, but your company, to let them know and let you know that there are professionals who can produce any entertainment that you would require while in the Bahamas. I have worked on ships all over the world, and others like me. So I applaud what Samantha Roll is doing in her program, and I commend the young lady who's talking about the grandson preparing and inviting you to look at what they're doing. I think that's tremendous. But there are many other professionals who can produce professional entertainment for your company and any other company in this country. I'll hang up and listen.
Okay, Freddie, thank you very much. Let's see, Crystal, your response to that.
Yeah, I mean, we are open and welcome to speak to anyone from the Bahamas on what opportunities we have. Our performances that are done actually on board. We do have a production studio to where we curate all of our entertainment there in South Florida for all of our global-based ships. But for the Bahamas specifically, as I was saying earlier, as we move forward with our development of the Royal Beach Club, there's going to be a lot of other opportunities that will be there locally in the Bahamas for such productions and entertainment opportunities. And we're opening our doors to have these conversations. Once again, back to the workshops that we're doing. The one on the 29th is specific to food and beverage and retail, but we are going to have a series of workshops that are dedicated to different areas that we want to bring in the Bahamian community and give them the opportunity, because everything that we're going to be doing in the Bahamas is going to be focused and going to be with the Bahamian community, and that there's no question about that. And I apologize for the gentleman that he hasn't been able to connect with whomever he was trying to connect with, and if he can pass the information on to yourself, Dwight, we can see. But again, our commitment is to the Bahamas and to really support and bring in professionals at all different levels and all different specifications to really make our product and the guest experience in the Bahamas that much more of a destination that guests not only on board our ships but guests from around the world flying in want to continue and come to and enjoy the cultural experiences that the Bahamas has to offer.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, and if I might be able to add to this with just talking about the creative entrepreneurship space, we've understood and heard everything that Mr. Munnings has said around our creative entrepreneurs. And we know that there's a lot of need in that space, both for the entrepreneurs and for our general industry, our market here. We need to be able to showcase our cultural experiences. And so in the past year, we've been able to launch a creative grant, 51 MSMEs with $5,000 just grant programming in order to kind of help start what they need to get going in their businesses, and hopefully, get there, and they'll be able to participate in our guaranteed loan program, participate in more of our trainings, mentorship, because once you get into the Access Accelerator programming, all of these other aspects of what we offer besides our funding, you're available to access. And along with that, we've been able to have a brand playbook series, which is a training program that was open to everybody, that allowed entrepreneurs to grow in their branding, to be able to access facilitation and training from some of our industry experts on branding, creative design, pricing, messaging. And so we understand the need in the industry for creative entrepreneurs to kind of get that boost. Along with partnering with Royal Caribbean on some of these creative ideas and creative entrepreneurs, the Access Accelerator knows that's a really large need and will continue to support our creative entrepreneurs.
Wonderful, wonderful.
If I may add to that, so the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative, that program or that initiative was in partnership with Royal Caribbean, as well as the Chamber of Commerce and the Trade Commission, right? And so that had a unique attention or focus around intellectual property. Right, because what we found within the creative space is that a number of persons or a number of entrepreneurs don't necessarily see themselves as entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. They enjoy it, they have a passion for it, they're talented, so they curate and they produce these authentically Bahamian experiences and products. But then how do you protect your product? How do you protect your brand? How do you, right? How do you engage there is also financial reward for what you provide. And so we've been able to do that. And of course, we know that some of the funding, $5,000, is just really to get started. It's really to contribute to perhaps what you already have, to put that towards raw materials, to put that towards a number of other things that can just help to boost your inventory, help to boost whether it's your marketing and branding. And hence, we then pivoted into the brand playbook, which is another element. And we need to encourage entrepreneurs to understand the importance of branding, not only your product and service, but also yourself as the entrepreneur. And so these are some of the things and mechanisms we use in collaboration with quite a few of our partners, but then also to make sure that SBDC itself is playing that role in which it is needed to support small businesses.
Yeah, wow. So when is the next pitch competition, when the next cohort for people to...
So our Kickstarter program, this was actually our final cohort. We had 4 cohorts so far, and we wrapped it up with Michelle being our winner. So we've had 15 winners so far in the past year since the cohort began. And as Crystal mentioned earlier, we will be having future programming, but that is definitely still in discussion. But as you know, Access Accelerator makes sure everybody knows that when our programmings are being launched. Yeah, so we'll make sure that everybody is aware.
So you'll be back on the show.
We will, absolutely.
And for folks like Laverne on the Family Islands on Grand Bahama, what do they need to know? Laverne?
Sorry. Yes, I need to know a couple of things. So first of all, let me just say congratulations to Michelle.
Thank you so
on
much.
winning the pitch competition. I absolutely love this business, and it's so important to have a space for creatives. You to focus on their many contributions. So I want to say congratulations to you, and of course, thank you to SBDC and Crystal for working together with the many other partners to give us these kinds of opportunities, entrepreneurs. So I'm disappointed that this was the last competition, Bri. I just want to let you know that for the year.
I know.
I was waiting for you to say, November. I was waiting. Anyway, that's fine. You've had several for the year, and you do advertise and say so. It would be unfair of me to not acknowledge that.
We'll have other programming, don't worry. We'll have other programming that everyone will be able to participate in, but this particular one, that was the last one. Don't worry.
No problem. And now on to Dwight. You don't really want to cover your ears because you seem to be in your feelings about this. I have a question for my favorite SBDC person, Samantha. Is your office still open in Grand Bahama? There is a project that I am currently working on, and I wanted to reach out to SBDC. So is your office still open in Grand Bahama? And if you can maybe leave the number with Dwight or give me the number so that I can reach out.
Absolutely. So yes, the office in Grand Bahama is open. We have Ms. Gibson, Caricia Gibson, who is our advisor in Grand Bahama. So you can certainly reach out, or you can reach out to me directly as well. And Laverne, you will be happy to know that we will be in Grand Bahama the early part of September. We are curating and have been over the several weeks an entrepreneurial workshop, Level Up, in Grand Bahama. And so what we intend to do, as we have done for a few other areas in New Providence, is that a team of SBDC, along with some of our strategic partners, will be in Grand Bahama hosting a half-day entrepreneurial workshop, kind of talking about some of our partners, whether it's Cable Bahamas, whether it's Inland Revenue, whether it's the Port Authority, and a few others will actually be there. And so you get to understand what concessions, what are the rules, what are the critical pathways in order for businesses to either start up, what permits are needed, what opportunities are there. So we'll also have whether there is from insurance to financial institutions available for Grand Bahamians to engage. So that's one thing that we're coming to bring to Grand Bahama and interact with Grand Bahamians. Additionally, we plan to also extend our stay and provide, again, instead of it being virtual and in person, brand playbook session in Grand Bahama. So again, talking about marketing, branding, those types of elements. So we will be there. So Laverne, it'll be great if I can actually meet you in person.
Oh, you two besties haven't met yet? Oh, wow. Okay.
Listen, you will absolutely meet. And again, if you don't mind, you can give Dwight, or if he has your contact number.
Yes.
I will absolutely reach out to you.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right. So in our final minute here, Michelle Butler, you told us what's going to be happening over the next few months, but where do you see performing spaces in 5 years, 10 years? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, we do have our 7-year plan, our 2030 goals.
Needs to teach the government these things. I don't know why I said that. Go on.
Yeah, so our vision is really to have a national theater. Well, obviously private, but it could be used as a national theater where we can have continual and year-round shows that other creatives could access, could utilize. Currently, we do not have an operational theater here on the island, which is why we had to, make other arrangements to have our, with a facility to have our shows, but that's really the ultimate goal. Yeah. So we want to bridge that gap for all of the other creatives that have the same complaints. There's no platform. We don't really have that much opportunities in terms of employment, but we want to continue to develop this industry, provide training programs in music, dance, costume design, digital animation, set building, and just scale up so that we could remain competitive within the region and also globally.
Wonderful. Yes. Any thoughts as to where this theater should be?
I do have thoughts, but I'll keep that correct.
I want to suggest right downtown.
Possibly.
East to East Street. There's so much potential, so many possibilities right there.
Certainly.
Yeah. But anyway, good luck. Tough break a leg, as you say, in your field. Wonderful stuff that you're doing there, and we love to hear it. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Michelle Butler, thank you very much. Crystal Campbell from RCI, and of course, Bria DeVoe and Samantha Roll from 8th grade SBDC. Always a pleasure. We'll talk with you all again soon. We're going to take a quick break and be back to wrap things up. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. We'll be right back.
Attention all beauty enthusiasts. Perfect Tone, your go-to destination for restorative skincare, is on the move. Famous for flawless results within 30 days, Perfect Tone is relocating to the shops of Southwest Carmichael Road. Now is the time to get the skin you've always dreamed of, removing dark spots, acne, and oily textured skin for good. For more information and updates, follow us on social media or visit our website at ptskincare.com.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity. Its sales increased, and I can track my earnings. Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today. Call 356-7764.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
Grab your camera, capture the spirit of the Bahamas, and win cash and prizes. Scotiabank, in partnership with the Guardian Media Group, invites all youth, amateur, and professional photographers to enter the Celebrate Bahamas 50 photography competition, being held under the theme One Nation, One Legacy, Our Future. With more than 8,001, snap those photos and send them in by August 30th. Visit GuardianTalkRadio.com or bs.scotiabank.com to find out how to enter. Let's celebrate our proud nation in photos. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL. Deltec Bank and Trust Limited is poised for continued growth and outstanding performance. That's according to CEO Odetta Morton in a statement on the bank's outlook for 2023. She said Deltec Bank's historical performance serves as a testament to the hard work and dedication of the talented team there. She says they're poised to launch several exciting initiatives in the coming months and anticipate growth in their client base as they continue to provide cutting-edge world-class services. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. Island Pay is ending its program with MasterCard and migrating to another product. The company's managing director, Jeffrey Beckel, says it'll be even better. He says nobody will be disadvantaged in this situation. The company sent a letter to customers advising them that the MasterCard program would end September 30th. The letter explains that customers will still be able to spend the balances on their cards until the deadline or transfer the funds into their Island Pay wallet. It added that any funds remaining on the card after the end of September will automatically be transferred to customer wallets. Grand Bahama is in need of a brand and owners that are able to put the destination back on the map. That's according to General Manager of the Pelican Bay Resort, Magnus Alnebeck. He told media recently that the changing the narrative about the state of the island's airport being the largest hindrance right now. Alnebeck contended that driver of interest can be a Bahamian contingent once they have the ideas and energy to see it through. And Premier Listings Group, a luxury vacation rentals and real estate listings company, launched last year, published an analysis of vacation home rental trends for the Bahamas for the period July 2022 to July 2023, giving tourism stakeholders valuable information on the vacation rental trends. The site does not explain if the data is gleaned solely from its own listings, but the data suggests that properties used in the study are larger properties that have the capacity for larger groups or people. One of the data sets in the report reveals that more than 40% of bookings were for groups that were 2 to 6 people, while a little more than 35% of the bookings had parties between 7 and 10 people, and a little more than 15% of bookings had groups of 11 to 15 people. More on this in today's Guardian Business section as well. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Wednesday, your market movers: Commonwealth Bank moving 145 shares, closing at $4.30 unchanged. Consolidated Water up 8 cents to $5.20. Emira Incorporated down 15 cents to $9.07. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,676.58 unchanged. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And real quickly, before we go, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect now until 11 o'clock for Cedar Harbor and all areas northwest on Abaco, and also for Grand Bahama, West End, East End, and the city of Freeport on Grand Bahama. So Abaco and Grand Bahama under severe thunderstorm warning until 11 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for Bimini right now until 11 o'clock. So, Laverne, that's it for us this morning. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
I'll talk with you again next week. And I'll be back
bye-bye.
Well, actually, I will not be back tomorrow morning. I'll be off for a couple of days. Chester Robards will be here. You'll be in good hands. I've got to recuperate from the stress that BPL has unleashed on my poor little mind. But anyway, enjoy, everybody. I'll see you soon. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.